Hello, viewers of the TV channel. Map of Combat Operations. The daily section of our TV channel, where you and I try to visualize the information provided to us by the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. For this, we use the Deep State Map Life resource. As the authors note, they first check the information. If it is officially confirmed, only then do they make changes to this map. I will say right away that the territories that were already freed from the Russian invaders are marked in green. For the most part, this is the north and south of our country and a small part of the Kharkiv region. Territories that were recently liberated by Ukrainian servicemen are marked in blue. Territories that have been occupied since February 24 of this year are marked in red. That is, from the beginning of a full-scale invasion. Territories that have been occupied since 2014 are marked with a lighter color, with a pink tint. Let's go to the battle map. Let's start from the Kharkiv direction. Full confirmation of the fact that Ukrainian servicemen have already, in fact, reached the state border throughout the Kharkiv region. There were videos from Vovchansk and other settlements. The Russians fled to the territory of Belgorod. There they regrouped their troops. The Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation called it a planned, strategic transfer of troops to other directions. Let's return to Kharkiv region. The liberation of the territory, which took place in recent days, will reduce artillery fire from the Russian occupiers. This applies to both Kharkiv and Kharkiv region. Barrel artillery does not reach the city of Kharkiv now. However, jet systems of volley fire are still capable of reaching cities, so you should be careful. More details about the front line. Kupyansk is already under the control of Ukraine. It has been 2 days since this information was fully confirmed. On the map we see Kupyansk nodal, which is on the other side of the river. There, according to unverified information, there are also certain territories under the control of the Ukrainian military. The Russians in this area became behind the natural border. They are trying to concentrate their defense there so as not to let the Ukrainian forces pass further. However, the situation below is interesting. Let's see how it has changed over the last period, since the last update. It has already been officially confirmed that Sviatohirsk is under the control of Ukraine. We saw a video of National Guard officer Vitaly Markiv near the city council. In this video, he says that the city is already under control. We see how the situation has changed literally in 1 day. They pushed back the Russian military on this part of the front. The situation near Oskil is quite interesting. We can say about this location that one shore is under the control of the Russian Federation, and the second is under the control of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. There, the Russians managed to get a good foothold, to reach a natural frontier. There they keep the defense. But the liberation of Sviatohirsk shows that the Ukrainian military successfully crossed the river, transferred their forces and cleared the nearest settlements. So, now this node is in great danger. We are talking about the Russian military. It turns out that they are being pressed by Ukrainian forces from 2 sides at once. Therefore, all that remains for them is to run away. We see that the direction is marked with an arrow so that they do not get confused in which direction they should run. From the north, from the side of Borova, this node can also be closed, and in this way effectively knock out Russian troops. Also, according to information from Russian propagandists and various Russian military correspondents, something is happening near Lyman, but there is still no official information from the General Staff. However, the Russians are in a panicked mood there. Let's see what will happen next in this direction. Actually, Lyman, what does he give? This is a very important strategic position, because there is an exit to Kremenaya. And where is Kremenaya, Lysychansk and Severodonetsk already nearby? According to information from local telegram channels, as well as from local residents, the fighting continued on the outskirts of the city. This information has not been officially confirmed by our general headquarters. So, we are waiting for what they will say. as long as we don't disturb our defenders. Further, the outskirts of Bakhmut are under constant shelling. The enemy still does not give up hope of taking Donetsk region completely within its administrative border. The Russians are concentrating their forces there. There was information that the Kadyrov regiment, a special unit from Chechnya, is fighting again on this part of the front. They tried to attack the outskirts of Bakhmut, but without success. Ukrainian self-defense forces repelled this attack. The enemy is once again unable to do anything in these positions. Next, we will go to Avdiivka. The city is located. I will not say that it is surrounded. However, the Russians are firing at him from different sides. Nearby settlements are also shelled. However, as noted in the General Staff, the enemy has no clear success in this direction either. He suffers losses and retreats in any assault attempts. Further, according to unverified information, there is a success of our military near Maryinka. However, we are waiting for official confirmation so as not to rush to premature conclusions. In front of the Father to Hell, there is such a saying. From the Ugledar side, we do not see intense battles on the map yet. As Mikilska was returned by Ukraine a few weeks ago, it remains so even now. However, Russian propagandists report that, allegedly, the Ukrainian military is concentrating very powerful forces there in order to break through the Russian defense line in this direction as well. We see that after the lightning counteroffensive of the armed forces of Ukraine in the Kharkiv region, ghostly fears are already appearing in them. That the Ukrainians will attack them with huge forces on almost every front. But it is to our advantage, let them continue to be afraid. Let them leave the territory of our state. Further, in the Zaporizhia direction, there are actually no significant changes, but artillery fire continues. However, this direction is strategically important. As Oleksiy Arestovich noted the day before, Melitopol is an important transport and railway interchange. If Ukrainian forces liberate this city, it will affect the Russian group in the south and east. The supply of these invader clusters will be cut off. And it will be easier and easier for our forces to knock them out of our territory. Finally, the direction of Kherson region. We have certain changes, in particular, in the territory. We see that the front line has changed somewhat in this area, close to Shkarlov. The Ukrainian military is pushing back the Russians. And little by little, slowly but surely, our Ukrainian cities are being liberated. In addition, they note that the village of Oleksandrivka is under the control of Ukraine. The flag of Ukraine hangs there. However, it is not displayed on the map yet. So, we are waiting for the map update. If I am not mistaken, the General Staff has already made this information public. Actually, this is the situation on the Ukrainian fronts. The armed forces of Ukraine are liberating the territories more and more actively. We see that it takes time to regroup and gain strength. However, the offensive operation continues. The President, Volodymyr Zelensky, also noted this. For which great respect to our defenders. Our defenders are also watching us. Write a few nice words for them in the comments. Because they defend not only Ukrainian statehood, but also each of you. Honor to our defenders. It was a map of combat operations on the _TV channel. Write in the comments what else you would like to see in this section. We will pay attention to it. Keep yourselves